Naval forces play a crucial role in ensuring national security, demonstrating power, and maintaining control over the world's oceans. Throughout the centuries, the greatest world powers have strived to build powerful fleets capable of protecting national interests, securing trade routes, and dominating in naval battles. In this compilation, we will take a look at the 20 most powerful naval fleets of the modern era, both high-tech modern fleets equipped with aircraft carriers, submarines, and next-generation warships, as well as those that may lag technologically but are intimidating in terms of sheer numbers. The richest country in the world can afford an impressive navy, leading in the number of aircraft carriers. The operational formation of ships, known as a carrier strike group, is the main force of the US Navy when conducting operations without the use of nuclear weapons. The fist of the strike group is the multi-purpose aircraft carrier, which never operates alone. It is always covered by other ships and submarines. At the moment, no country in the world has a full-fledged equivalent of a carrier strike group. While the US already has 11, of these, 10 are based in America and one more in Japan. According to Popular Mechanics magazine, this is the second most powerful navy in the world. In terms of numbers, it surpasses the American fleet. But today, that doesn't mean much. As the war in Ukraine has shown, neither a superiority in equipment nor in personnel guarantees anything when there is technological lag. This is where China falls short. Although it has learned to copy foreign technologies very well, it significantly lags behind the US in developing its own. For example, China's submarine fleet is one of the largest in the world, with more than 60 submarines. But all of them are diesel-powered, and the construction of nuclear ones is only in the near future. You might be very surprised, but the third most powerful fleet in the world is considered to be the Republic of Korea Navy. This makes sense. With a fanatical neighbor like North Korea, led by the Kim dynasty for nearly 80 uninterrupted years, it's better to play it safe by building a strong military. Currently, the South Korean Navy has more than 180 vessels and 3 naval bases to host them. The South Korean fleet does not have nuclear weapons or nuclear-powered submarines. The French Navy is as renowned in history as the British one, although it was never proudly called royal. It has effectively existed since the 13th century, when French ships transported crusaders to Egypt, Tunisia, and Palestine. The flagship of the fleet is the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle, the only one owned by France, which replaced the outdated and decommissioned Clemenceau. Unlike many navies, the French Navy does not have permanent ship formations. Strike groups are assembled on a modular basis, depending on the situation, to accomplish specific tasks. Turkey does not have access to the ocean, but lies on the shores of 2 seas, the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. For centuries, these waters have been marked by intense shipping activity and many battles. The Turkish fleet consists of 1 helicopter carrier, 5 landing ships, 16 frigates, 10 corvettes, 11 minesweepers, 12 submarines, and 35 auxiliary vessels. As a NATO member, Turkey has ensured their modernization, so today it is a formidable force that can be relied upon. The beauty of English ladies and the taste of English food made the inhabitants of the foggy Albion the best sailors in the world. It was thanks to a powerful fleet that Britain once became the empire on which the sun never sets. Today, His Majesty's Naval Service, its official name, is much smaller in numbers, yet it remains a formidable force to be reckoned with. Currently, it includes 75 combat ships, 33 landing ships for the Marine Corps, 63 auxiliary vessels for the same, and another 12 auxiliary Navy ships. The Italian Republic is located on the Apennine Peninsula, surrounded on all sides by the Mediterranean Sea, along with the islands of Sardinia, Sicily, and several smaller ones. If we consider generational continuity, the traditions of seafaring here date back to ancient times. At present, the Italian Navy includes 1 light aircraft carrier and 1 amphibious helicopter carrier, 2 destroyers, 14 frigates, 8 corvettes, 3 amphibious helicopter dock ships, and 8 submarines. The flagship of the fleet is the aircraft carrier Cavour, which can carry 12 helicopters and 8 Harrier fighter jets. The Royal Australian Navy was created in 1901 by the Commonwealth. The states united into a federal nation. It has 2 bases for deploying conventional ships and 3 more for smaller vessels. Currently, the Australian fleet consists of 6 submarines, 3 destroyers, 8 frigates, 6 mine hunters, 13 patrol boats, and 3 multi-purpose amphibious assault ships. These are not theorists, familiar only with drills and maneuvers. The Australian Navy has taken part in every major military conflict in which it could be involved. After Japan's surrender in World War II in 1945, the Imperial Japanese Navy was disbanded under the terms of the Potsdam Declaration. All ships were disarmed, and some, like the battleship Nagato, were handed over to the victors as reparations. To avoid leaving Japan completely defenseless, it was allowed to form security forces under the jurisdiction of the Coast Guard, which mostly consisted of destroyers provided by the US. Today, the Japanese fleet includes 4 helicopter carriers, 8 guided missile destroyers, 28 destroyers, 12 frigates, and 24 submarines, as well as over a dozen support ships. The DPRK is a country that has not yet transitioned to a professional army. All citizens at the age of 17 are conscripted for mandatory military service. The service term in the Navy is 10 years for men and 5 years for women. Yes, women also serve compulsory terms on equal footing with men. The main declared mission of the North Korean Navy is to support ground forces during combat operations against South Korea. The number of sailors in North Korea is several thousand fewer than in South Korea, but they have 780 ships of various classes at their disposal. Naval infrastructure in this region began developing back in colonial times. You've probably never heard of Indonesia getting involved in serious military conflicts. The country sees its navy solely as a means of defending the archipelago. Nevertheless, it is fairly strong, comprising 3 submarines and 6 frigates, along with a large number of auxiliary ships, boats, and marine landing craft. Most of Brazil's population descends from Portuguese colonizers who arrived here after the discovery of the Americas by Columbus. The Portuguese were excellent seafarers, and their descendants have managed to preserve naval traditions. As the 7th most populous country in the world and the 9th largest economy by nominal GDP, the Federative Republic of Brazil can afford to maintain a powerful navy. It includes 9 submarines, 9 frigates, 5 corvettes, 5 landing ships, as well as patrol, auxiliary, and training vessels. Some of them were purchased from the UK and the USA, while others were built in domestic shipyards. The Republic of China, also known as Taiwan or Chinese Taipei, unfortunately cannot boast aircraft carriers or helicopter carriers in its fleet. This is not due to economic constraints. Taiwan is in great shape in that regard. It is one of the Asian tigers, along with South Korea, Singapore, and Hong Kong, all demonstrating rapid economic growth and a focus on developing advanced technologies. The Republic of China possesses 4 destroyers, 22 frigates, 4 submarines, and a large number of landing ships, small patrol boats, and gunboats. The German Navy was formed by merging the navies of East and West Germany after reunification in 1990. Germany, which has had many names throughout its history, has fought numerous wars and accumulated extensive experience. With access to the sea, it is no surprise that naval traditions are well developed here. Germany was one of the first to use submarines. This began as early as World War I. Currently, Germany has 6 submarines, 11 frigates, 6 corvettes, 19 mine hunters, and more than 40 auxiliary ships. The Navy of the Arab Republic of Egypt is the largest and, presumably, the most powerful in Africa and the Middle East. Its mission is to guard more than 2,000 kilometers of coastline along the Red Sea and the Mediterranean, specifically the approaches to the Suez Canal and the canal itself, which connects the two seas. This mission remains highly relevant, as there's always some form of unrest in the Middle East. For example, at present, ships in the Red Sea are being harassed by Yemeni Houthis, allegedly backed by Iran. Egypt has at its disposal over 200 vessels of various classes and sizes. The Swedes are descendants of the Vikings, who knew a thing or two about naval warfare. Sweden is a relatively small country with a population of just over 10 million. However, it ranks among the top 20 nations in spending on research and development, and both Stockholm and Gothenburg are listed among the world's top 100 most efficient scientific clusters. Sweden's navy isn't large, but is highly advanced technologically. It consists of 5 submarines, 9 corvettes, 12 patrol boats, 7 mine hunters, and over 200 landing craft. If that seems modest, keep in mind that until recently, Sweden had no plans to engage in war and was not a NATO member. The People's Democratic Republic of Algeria is the largest country on the African continent and has access to the Mediterranean Sea. Like most African countries, it is economically underdeveloped and faces numerous social challenges. Nonetheless, it maintains a respectable fleet, mainly consisting of ships transferred by the USSR before 1983. This includes 2 submarines, 3 frigates, 7 corvettes, 3 landing ships, and 24 combat boats. The People's Republic of Bangladesh is a small country in South Asia with access to the Indian Ocean. It is an underdeveloped agrarian country and one of the poorest in Asia. Its navy was established in 1971 during the War for Independence from Pakistan. At present, Bangladesh operates 6 frigates, 4 corvettes, 38 small vessels of various types, and 30 auxiliary ships. The government is well aware of the importance of the armed forces for national security and regularly invests in modernization, including that of the Navy. The Republic of India is the largest country in South Asia and ranks first in the world by population, with 17.54% of the global population residing there. It is located on a peninsula surrounded by the Indian Ocean on all sides. However, its coastline is not highly indented, and natural harbors are scarce. This is one reason why locals were never famed as great seafarers. India has 2 aircraft carriers, one domestically built and one purchased from Russia, formerly the Admiral Gorshkov. The Navy also includes 15 submarines, 12 destroyers, 15 frigates, 17 corvettes, and several dozen patrol vessels, landing ships, and mine hunters. The ancient Greeks navigated the Mediterranean long before the Romans. Since Greece is located not only on the Balkan Peninsula, but also among numerous small islands, seafaring is well developed in this region, and a strong navy is particularly relevant. Considering its relatively small population, just over 10 million, Greece has built an impressive number of ships. The fleet includes 9 submarines, 13 frigates, 15 missile boats, 12 gunboats, 6 patrol boats, 7 mine countermeasure vessels, 12 landing ships, and over 40 auxiliary vessels including tankers, tugboats, and floating cranes. Quantity doesn't always mean quality. In both the Army and the Navy, what matters most is not the number of equipment and personnel, but the presence of modern technologies and the ability to use them effectively.